No hostages will be released before Friday. Hostages release delayed until at least Friday, Israeli National Security Director says. Although initial reports indicated hostages held by Hamas may be released as soon as tomorrow morning, National Security Council Director Zachi Hanegbi said releases won't start until Friday. The contacts on the release of our hostages are advancing and continuing constantly, Hanegbi said in a statement. The start of the release will take place according to the original agreement between the sides, and not before Friday. Details on what might have caused the delay were not immediately available. Latest UNRWA report: 1.7 million people have been displaced across the Gaza Strip. The number of United Nations Relief and Works Agency aid workers who have died since the beginning of the Israel-Hamas war has reached 108, the agency said. This is the highest number of United Nations aid workers killed in a conflict in the history of the United Nations. At least 40% have been killed south of Wadi Gaza, according to a UNRWA report. The report also indicates that nearly 1.7 million people have been displaced across the Gaza Strip since the attacks of October 7. Nearly 1,037,000 internally displaced persons are sheltering in 156 UNRWA camps across all 5 governorates of the Gaza Strip, including in the north, the UNRWA said. The situation of UNRWA refugee camps is dire. On average, around 220 people sheltering in UNRWA schools share a single toilet, and there is one shower unit for every 4,500 people in UNRWA shelters, according to the report. Biden calls Egyptian president about joint interests, Egyptian spokesperson says. Biden called Egyptian President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi to discuss their shared interests in the Israel-Hamas war, Egypt's presidential spokesperson said on Facebook. According to the Post, Biden thanked el-Sisi for his role in mediating the temporary truce agreement between Hamas and Israel. El-Sisi stressed Egypt's desire to spare bloodshed and achieve stability in the region. The White House also said in a statement that Biden echoed el-Sisi's commitment to a two-state solution. Biden expressed that the U.S. refuses the idea of forced displacement of Palestinians from Gaza to Egyptian territory, the Post said. Both presidents at the end of the call agreed to continue consultations and synchronization between both sides to benefit from the current truce that would enforce stability and security in the region, it said. Blinken thanks Qatari PM for brokering deal. U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken thanked Qatari Prime Minister and Foreign Affairs Minister Mohammed bin Abdulrahman Al Thani for his critical efforts to help broker the deal between Israel and Hamas. On the call, Blinken and Al Thani discussed ongoing efforts to bring home more than 200 hostages held by Hamas, as well as the need for humanitarian aid in Gaza and a safe way out for foreign nationals still in Gaza. Blinken emphasized that the U.S. remains committed to finding a two-state solution for Israelis and Palestinians, according to a U.S. readout of the call. Under the deal, 50 Hamas hostages would be released in exchange for 150 Palestinians who have been held in Israel. It is also expected to bring a 4-day pause in fighting. IDF says it has discovered more tunnels at Al-Shifa hospital in Gaza. The Israel Defense Forces said it found further evidence of a tunnel complex under Al-Shifa hospital in northern Gaza. The IDF said special forces had exposed dozens of meters of a tunnel system that passed under another building in the hospital complex, as well as rooms where Hamas terrorists can operate and stay for extended periods. In a statement Wednesday, the IDF said the soldiers of the 7th Brigade also located 2 additional tunnel shafts near the hospital, one on a nearby street and the other in a nearby house. The IDF has frequently alleged that Hamas uses the hospital buildings at Al-Shifa to store weapons and as headquarters. The IDF also released video from inside the tunnel. Exchange of fire at Lebanon-Israel border. We're getting reports that Israeli army has bombed areas around the Lebanese border towns of Shi'an and Al-Jebel, while Hezbollah announced the launch of missiles towards the Sassa site in Israel. On Wednesday, Hezbollah announced the death of 5 of its fighters, including the son of the head of the party's parliamentary bloc, MP Mohammed Rod, who was killed in an Israeli raid on a house in southern Lebanon. Here are other headlines you should know. More on the hostage situation. Intensive work was needed to broker the Israel-Hamas hostage deal, according to the Qatari Minister of State for Foreign Affairs, who also served as the lead negotiator for the deal. As part of the deal, the United States and Israel will both pause drone flights over Gaza for 6 hours each day, Deputy National Security Advisor John Feiner told CNN. Additionally, U.S. officials have a working list of 10 hostages they believe are likely to be released from Gaza on day 1, a source familiar told CNN. Humanitarian crisis. The Gaza Strip is the most dangerous place in the world to be a child, according to the executive director of the United Nations Children's Fund. Elsewhere, a total of 284 injured patients have been evacuated into Egypt since Israel launched attacks on Gaza following the October 7 Hamas attack, according to Egyptian government press office director Ayman Wallash. Also, the Red Cross will be allowed to visit and offer medical support to the hostages that remain in Gaza after some of them are returned, Netanyahu said. International input. The Biden administration will watch the implementation of the deal made between Israel and Hamas, National Security Council spokesperson John Kirby said on Wednesday. The Norwegian Refugee Council said it needs longer than a 4-day pause in fighting between Israel and Hamas to expand aid operations in Gaza, and the lull should lead to a full ceasefire. Israel Defense Forces claims. The IDF said it found further evidence of a tunnel complex under Al-Shifa Hospital in northern Gaza. The IDF said special forces had exposed dozens of meters of a tunnel system that passed under another building in the hospital complex, as well as rooms where Hamas terrorists can operate and stay for extended periods.
Keep watching us for more videos. Subscribe and follow us. Click the like button and let me know your views in the comments section. Thank you and have a nice day.